Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 13 of our Confederate Spring of '62 campaign in version 1.11 using the A.O.M Mod. Now, just as a reminder, if you're a viewer and you'd like a unit in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type a unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige you on all counts if possible. If you're following along the series and you're enjoying the content, please remember to hit that like button. And if your return viewer is not subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Just shy of that 350 mark, and I'm trying to get there. Alright, moving on from there. Last battle saw the Battle of the Mississippi, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, where we saw off all these forces over here. Problem is, this force was not involved. Though I don't think the readiness is high enough to be involved. This is a brand new army, the Army of the West in its first corps, which is at 21,000 men now, going up to 27,000. Thank God they weren't in the last fight, to be honest with you. If they'd been there, it probably wouldn't have won. So, Army of the West, part of the Army to Transmiss, is recovering. Their readiness is almost down to the red. But we'll get St. Louis flipped, we'll get the supply depot, and hopefully we'll be able to take care of some action up here if this army decides to fight. But it's going to be a rough one if they do. But besides that, this is giving Force Corps its chance at St. Joseph. It is now just south of St. Joseph at Independence. It's about to jump on the river and head into St. Joseph and start flipping that. So hopefully we can get Missouri flipped this episode. But it's going to depend on whether we can get these federal forces gone or not. I don't know where these armies are going to retreat to because they haven't retreated yet. And also, we did have to place the 1 division commander, so States Rights Gist, who was the commander of the East Yorkshire Volunteers, is now the 2nd Division commander for Van Dorn. Alright, coming over to the rest of the map. Army of the Mississippi is still recovering. 1 corps is still down in the orange. So as soon as Polk's ready to go, I think I got to replace him. Every time Polk's in command of something, the readiness never seems to increase. It always stays fairly low. Where'd the transfer button turn on? I mean, his stats are getting better, but it's still not, for a corps commander, he does not have good stats, so they are improving. None of these guys have really good stats except for Hardy, I think, yeah. I may have to transfer him to command of the Reserve Corps. But as soon as these guys are fully green again, just waiting on that first corps, we're going to be pushing them up into Louisville, along with the Army of East Tennessee heading up towards Covington. Out here in the east, because of what's going on out in the west, one thing I noticed in the last campaign, it looks like they're doing it in this campaign also, the AI has been very good at shifting troops around, so I think all these corps in the area of the Army of Potomac are going to be under strength. So I've given orders for the Army of Northern Virginia to start massing south of Manassas Junction to get push on Alexandria and see if we can't get that secured for the winter. And if this area stays clear, I'm going to order Jackson's Army of the Valley District, which is also part of the Army of Northern Virginia, up into Frederick. And see if we can't gain control of these iron mines for the winter and help us with our iron supplies. And up here in Maine, Army of North is still recovering. Its readiness is getting better. It's taking a while. It's being held back by the units that are transferring in. So the last of its infantry and 3 divisional, 3 artillery division batteries will be there in 1 day. And the 3 batteries for the divisions will be there in 34 days. So that's kind of drawing down their readiness a bit. But as soon as these guys are back into at least the yellow, I'm going to start pushing them down to Portland. I want to get that secured. I just got to try and get around Fort Scammell without engaging so I can grab Portland, because there is a bank here. And that would be a humongous grab for us if we can get it without fighting for Fort Scammell first. I need to get a supply depot built so I can properly siege this down. So, part of sending the Army of Northern Virginia up towards Manassas is going to help tie down all the forces in this area, possibly send those northern forces back down south, and hopefully draw off some of the forces that are out here in the west. Alright, I think that covers everything for right now. So, I'll be back with the next major event. Alright, it's now August 18th in game, only about 5 days on from when I last spoke to you all, and quite a few things have changed on the map in that time. If you look here, I have sent the Army of Northern Virginia up to Manassas with Army of the Valley District now in Frederick. We have flipped that over to our control, so we now have control of that iron mine for a little while. The Federals are heavily massed in the District of Columbia area, and I'm happy to let it sit that way. I'm not going to push into that mess. There's just too much going on here for me to have any idea of what their numbers really look like. 35,000 men. Army of Potomac's at 2,800, going up to 64,000. District of Washington, only 1,800 men, but I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are in here, but if it would be a heavily disadvantageous battle for me to even try and attempt that. So I'm going to let that sit steady for now. Actually, let's start pushing Jackson over to Cumberland. And over here, we're just going to slowly go through the map over here. Army of East Tennessee is now pushing up towards Lexington to re-engage Morgan's command. And I have added an additional division to the Army of East Tennessee under command of Cable. I just went through all my officers. It's only been a few seconds for you guys, but about an hour for me. And everybody's stats have changed. They've either gone up or down, but Cable got the division for the sheer fact that he had 10 command stars, not counting his fame. Next two promotions after him should be Hampton and Hood with 9 stars each. Everybody else is at 8 or lower. So they're pushing up towards Morgan's command. We are still sitting steady over here at the Army of the Mississippi as we're still waiting for First Corps readiness to come up. They're just about to go into the yellow. As soon as he's even barely green, we're going to push into the Army of Tennessee. As Army of Mississippi is 44,700 men, and the Army of Tennessee is 29,000. So I'm going to wait for everybody to be full green. Then we'll push into the Army of Tennessee before continuing north up into Louisville. Over here, we're still sitting in St. Louis. Readiness of this army is down the orange, slowly coming up. I don't even think we can fight a defensive action right now if we needed to. It's going to take 58 days for his readiness to get back up to full green. So I'm hoping in the next 10 or so days we at least be back in the yellow so we can fight a defensive battle if necessary. And over here in the west, the Federals have formed a new Army of the Border, which right now, I don't think it's strong right now, but it's getting up in strength, or it's going to be pretty powerful. Yeah, it's going to be up to 29,000 men with 150 guns, with a Force Corps right next to it. So I'm pushing Force. He's so far away from the Army command that it's going to take 47 more hours for his orders to get there. But he has orders to go down to Leavenworth and push that force away before it can form up and cause us any major issues. So I think we're going to be stuck out here chasing this army around for a while. There's going to be nothing we can do about it. I think Force Cavalry Corps is just going to be tied up until we can get rid of that force. But I'm hoping my other moves will start forcing the AI to shift troops around, and they won't have us really overmatched in any one area, except in the Columbia District area. So we'll see. We're not too far off numbers-wise. They're just overmatching us in a few areas. Oh, look at that. Hunter's in charge now. Never thought I'd see David Hunter as commander of the Union armies. And for some reason, Albert Johnston's in charge of ours, even though he is defamed. So I don't understand that one. I wish the game gave you the option of picking your commander and not the game assigning it. Because sometimes the commanders that are in that screen just don't make sense. And how much longer till we're ready to go? Another 58 days till he's fully green, but that's only because he's still waiting for those other troops to arrive. Yeah, another 30 days for these 3 artillery batteries to arrive. And hopefully by the time he's down in Portland, I will have his engineer brigade up to him. Alright, I should cover everything for right now on the map update, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now August 22nd, and looks like we're about to have the third Battle of Bangor. Both of the Corps from the Department of New England and the Army of New England have come back up to fight us again, and now, for the first time, we're about evenly matched. Actually, we have a little bit of an overmatch going on, but not by much. So they're bringing 16,028 infantry and 38 guns. Approximate to our 16,949 infantry, 744 cavalry, and 55 guns. Now they're under command of William Smith. So once again, neither one of their departmental commanders are with them. So I don't know who's in charge of the Army of New England or the Department of New England, but they are never with their troops. These guys are horrible. They're probably sitting down in Portland partying it up. So we're definitely going to take this fight. And then we'll do a map overview afterwards. It's only been another 4 days since the last time I spoke to you guys, but things are moving rapidly on this map. We are both, myself and the AI, are doing a lot of maneuvering on the map. So we can definitely take this, and I will be back after the load screen. Welcome to the third Battle of Bangor. So, feels like this is turning into the new Winchester. So, I don't know the name of this map. I know I don't like it, though. But, looks like we're defending here at Dixon's Crossroads. When the last time we fought on this map, we were actually attacking this point, and it was not fun. So the Federals are coming in from this one road over here, which gives them quite a few approach options. They come from down here, they can come from up here. Probably going to come at me from this direction. So what I'm thinking about doing, because this is all marshland over here, is setting up one division here along the stream and another division here along breastworks, and leaving the newest division, because this will be their first battle, in reserve. And just letting them come at us. We're set up defensively. Infantry numbers are almost even, so we should be fine. And I'm hoping they come at us from this direction, because I'm thinking about leaving the cavalry up this way to sweep in behind them. So if I leave them back here, the AI should not spot them. So it's 0500. We got all day for this one, so it should be a one-day battle. And they're marching the entire length of the map, so their morale should be shot by the time they get to us. The AI is not going to sit and mess up and wait a day to attack us. They're going to come straight in, so that'll be to our advantage, as they do have a morale advantage on us, as we are in Maine. But their morale's not good either. Ours is at 31. Theirs is at 43. So this is going to be, even though it's a small fight, morale-wise, neither one of us are in a good place. So I'm going to get my troops set up, start building some breastworks, and I will be back. Alrighty, it's 10:55 in the morning of day one, and the 1st Federal Brigades are coming into sight. And we've moved from a minor defeat back into a minor victory. As we've been sitting around, our morale has been getting better. It's up to 39 now. Theirs is at 41.9, so they're down by 3. So I'm hoping this is not going to be a long fight, though. The CSMC is just not doing well. I did one thing I really shouldn't have, and I put all my 10-pounders up on the line. But without the divisional support batteries being in place yet, I didn't feel like I had much of a choice. So in the other corps, their 2nd Corps is still back here somewhere because they came onto a map an hour later. So I'm not going to hold you boys and girls here. I'll be back once their forces start closing in on us. Alright, it's 11:18 in the morning, and this brigade just walked into canister range and about to hit rifle range. I do have this other battery coming up on to my left flank here. So this is not going to be a hard fight. One of their brigades is already broken as it was marching up to us. The AI really should have consolidated back here somewhere before pushing its men forward. They're going to be coming in piecemeal like this. This is not going to be a long fight. And their morale is now down to 37. Ours is up to 39 even. And these guys are getting ready to break already. And he's already put in some good canister shots because he's already halfway up. Up there they go. You know what? I feel safe moving the speed up on this one. This is not going to be a long fight. Oh, crap. They're on my... What the... Alright, no, I think that was a broken brigade. Ooh. That just scared the hell out of me for a second. I thought they had troops on my other flank. Just in case. Garnett, you come over here. Same with Armistead. Just in case. As soon as I say I feel safe to speed it up, I see something on my flank. Ugh. Oh, this is it. They're already done. They're already done. Crike, look at that. He's already had his first perk. He's just hammering away with the canister shot. Look at that pile of dead bluebellies over there. I just gave them counter battery fire, but this is one of my parrots. They're not supposed to be on the line. When the support brigades get here, that'll change. Hell, I might just push into them to end this faster. Yeah, the morale's down to 27. There's nobody on that road. And it looks like they are withdrawing. Possibly. Alright, Jones. This is probably going to be a stupid idea, but push forward. Same with Terry. I'll pause. I think they're withdrawing, but we'll see. They didn't look like they were withdrawing the last time we were on this map, and they didn't. So we'll see. I'll be back. Alright, and that's all she wrote. I just went out and grabbed this last battery with my cavalry, and that finished them off. So a little bit of a skirmish. Not much, just a lot of dead blue bellies. Maybe some casualties in my one artillery battery. Let's speed this along. I lost one man from my infantry. I actually ended up losing a full gun. So 5 losses altogether. I wonder how I lost a gun. No, we took down 550 of their infantry of the 18,000. We got 25 of their guns. Total loss of 600 or 19,000 men. So we're just going to look at the paperwork real fast. I want to see how that one battery did, because they did all the work. Yeah. Little's guns did 384 to infantry. And Hoax even got some in there with 56, and Lomax with another 3. So these guys did all the casualties right here. Alright. I just had to look at that real fast. Let's get closed out of here. So yeah, I am no longer worried about the Department of New England or the Army of New England, as their corps are trash. They have trash leadership. They have trash troops. Their morale is non-existent. So I have zero qualms about heading down to Portland and securing Maine now. So we're always going to start every battle with lower morale, but unlike the AI, I'll actually let my morale get fixed before forming an attack. As much as I can, at least. But AI should have not sent that attack in. It should not have. It really would have helped if they had one of the departmental commanders on the field, but not by much. We didn't get any officers. General Brooks from the Federals loses face. Alright, nice little skirmish. I thought it was going to be a full-on battle like second Bangor, but I guess not. The Emer's reported suffered total casualties of 593 men. There are 284 killed, 129 captured. Our casualties total 5 men with 1 killed and 2 missing. We have captured 197 rifles and 13 guns from the battlefield and sent to... I'm going to say we paroled 111 soldiers. I know they're down at our prison camps, but there's no way we're sending prisoners from Maine to our camps down in Texas. It's just not happening. We are not going to waste any type of transport on that type of stuff in reality. Alright, moving on from there. Ooh, quick map overview. The Federals have moved to start retaking Frederick. I was hoping these troops would move further, because there's actually another corps up here that you just can't see right now. I was hoping they'd move further up, because they detached almost 42,000 men to go resecure Frederick. If they'd gone all the way up there, I'd be able to push in to Alexandria fairly easily. Oh, that's 20,000 men. There's 28,000 in that corps. And I don't want to get stuck in a siege at Fort Lyon. I kind of need these troops gone. With all these forts here, it's kind of hard to maneuver in without getting stuck in a siege that I don't think I could win. Possibly once my supply depot here at Manassas is built, I'll be able to do that. But they have a lot of troops there, easily able to survive a siege, since they'll be drawing supplies from this depot, Washington, D.C., and Alexandria. Army of the Valley District is now moving on to Cumberland. And once I feel that the Federals have kind of pulled off, I may send them back to Frederick again, try and draw off these troops again. Anybody I can draw out of the region makes me happier. Come over here to Tennessee, or my bad, Kentucky. Army of East Tennessee. Morgan's command, they stripped all the troops out of it. It's down to one battery. So, Army of East Tennessee is going to continue pushing into Lexington. Once he's gone, we're just going to move him up to Covington. And we're still waiting on the readiness of Polk's Corps to come up. That'll be another 23 days. So I don't know if I'll have Kentucky secure before winter sets in. But we got to get rid of the Army of Tennessee first, as they are on par match with this army over here. Just that one corps matches this entire army, so that's something we got to deal with. Down here in Missouri, we're still sitting. We now have supply issues. Not good, because they retreated onto the depot. We were not able to secure it. And I can't push him in for an attack until he's green readiness, so we're going to have an issue there. And Army of the Border, because it was not ready to go, fell back at Leavenworth, which we have now captured. So I'm going to continue ordering them to chase the Army of the Border for the time being. I might have to detach Forrest as a separate command entity altogether, because he's now too far away from Army to transmiss. He's just way too far away. 58 hours to get those orders to continue down to chase these boys. And they might have more troops there by the time he even gets those orders and starts chasing them. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to detach him to a separate command. Alright, Force is now detached. Okay, an hour and 47 minutes for those orders, because he's given them himself. I would like to keep him part of the army to transmiss, but I got to take care of this over here. So as soon as we take care of this, I might actually just have him stay out here and take down the Fort Burlington and the Pawnee Rock garrisons. It won't give us high support in Kansas, but we'll actually be able to start drawing troops out of there. Not much, but we'll be able to get something from there. So I am desperately short of troops right now. So we're down to 37,000 available men, and only Kentucky and Mississippi can provide me any type of full brigades, along with Missouri can give me one more, and North Carolina can give me one more. Otherwise I can draw out some understrength brigades, or just batteries from other places. Florida's actually up to 2,000 men. They were down at 0, so they've gotten some more troops back. Alright, we're going to pause this here. I tried to do one battle an episode, but that wasn't a battle. That was just a little bit of a skirmish up in Maine, so I'll be back. Alright, it's August 25th in game. We have continued chasing down the Army of the Border, and they are now retreating back north. So they're probably going to start heading over this way towards, they should be retreating to Bloomington for right now. So I'm not sure where they're going to go. I do have Forrest building a fresh supply depot as he is out of provisions. Moving up to St. Joseph, not stopping to resupply, moving to Leavenworth, chasing down the Army of the Border. He's out of provisions and forage, especially forage, because he's a cavalry force. He needs forage. So I'm building a supply depot over here at Lawrence. And I'm not sure yet if I'm going to have him stay here and take down Fort Burlingame, or have him go after the Army of the Border again. I think I might have him take down Fort Burlingame first, just to get our support in Kansas up. So we're at 35% support in the state. We can't flip the state. We did that experiment already 2 campaigns ago, so we're not going to be able to flip these. But I can get their support high enough to get more troops out of there. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And over here, Jackson's in a bit of a pickle. So I did have him flipping Cumberland, and the Federals did detach 2 corps to chase him. So you had the 1st Corps of the Army of the James bypass Winchester to start coming up to him on the south, and 4th Corps of the Army of Potomac, which was in Frederick, has moved through Hagerstown, is now approaching from the east. So there's going to be a bit of a fight if they do come on. 1st Corps of the Army of the James is 41,000 men. And 4th Corps is another 8,500, I think. Yep. So it's going to be one bit of a fight. But I'm going to let him sit here because we're going to take this fight. I'm hoping we're going to be on the defensive, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But they're doing so much movement by the time they get to us. Their morale should be a little low. So it's still not enough drawn away for me to push into 20,000. Why are there 2 Army of the James? Really? There's 2 armies of the James. Army of the James. Army of the James. They have 2 of them. Alright, so I'm going to hold off on... Okay, I'm going to push into Alexandria. Damn the fortifications. No, I need a supply depot. 10 more days, 10 more days. Okay. We can wait 10 days. We can push that attack in September. Winter would not set in at that point. September's a good fighting season too. Not too hot, not too cold. So let's hit play on this. They are closing in. And we are also closing in on Covington. So we should be there soon. Smith's Supply and Readiness are dropping down, but there is a depot up there, so we'll definitely be able to arrest him by the time he gets there. And he's following the rail line up there, so it'll be close. We're almost ready to push on the Army of Tennessee. Almost there. I'm still worried about up here. Let's pause this. So Army of the West is almost in the yellow readiness. I can't have him really do anything till he's in the green, otherwise my morale will be too low. So Department of Mississippi still has like 80,000 men. And half of them are down here with the Army of the Tennessee. There's 32,000 men in that force. So the rest of it's up here, along with the Army of the Ohio, which is out this way. So I'm really hoping it doesn't take them too long. I don't need them full green, and I need them slightly into the green so I can push them up to take this supply depot. So Army of Ohio is far enough. Hopefully they're still here. We lost sight of them a week ago, a little over a week ago. Yes, Forrest, I know you're low on supply. That's why you're building a depot. So, Mississippi, we got here 2nd Corps, 14,000. Army in the Miss. Come on, give me the numbers. 34,000. And I've only got 20,000 men in this fight, in this corps. Something I got to take care of. I do have to. I got to strengthen this corps, but I really can't draw troops from anybody else right now. 1,500, 1,800. Well, it is what it is. We will deal with it. Looks like this fight's coming up, so let's speed this along. Are they going to arrive at the same time? That's not going to be good. Or is Are they not pushing on us anymore? Alright, Walker is no longer defamed, but I don't care. He's going to continue sitting at that fort in Texas. But who was that? Oh, it's Morgan withdrawing. Did we catch up to him? That means I have to reissue orders to the Army of Tennessee. Now, I'm not even sure if the Army of West Virginia is even still here. They had 2 corps. But we haven't seen them since April, so I don't even know if they have their troops anymore. They got too many troops in other theaters for that force to even really exist anymore. Looks like First Corps stopped. And Union has legalized the blockade. Okay, both corps are coming. They just held First Corps in place, but the Army of the James Command didn't move any closer. I don't understand that. I don't know why they stopped it back here out of combat range. So they're bringing 46,141 infantry, 2,600 cavalry. No guns. Okay. That's a little odd. But we'll take that. Against my 20,175 infantry, 986 cavalry, and 78 guns. Still going to be a rough fight. They have us better than 2-1 on the odds. About 2.2, 2.3 to 1. And commander is Fremont. So we're definitely taking this fight. I'll be back after the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Cumberland. So, as you can see here, we are set up on the Sharpsburg map / Antietam. And we are defending back at Boteller's Ford, which was outside of Shepherdstown, which was a battle about 3 days after Sharpsburg was. So, I am set up defensively here, north of the river. And as you can see, we actually had the deployment zone historically for the Confederate armies, for the most part, at Sharpsburg. But we're not going to be using them at all. So, 4th Corps should be arriving from these 2 points here. And they're only 8,500 men, so I'm not worried about them at all. It's the Army of the James, which should be arriving from this point here, that I am worried about. As they have 41,000 infantry and 2,900 cavalry. They got 3,706, but they still have an aggregate of 44,000 men. So I am really worried about that. So 4th Corps is on the field, but 1st Corps will be here. As soon as I hit play, they're going to start arriving on the field. So they should be arriving from here, but I could be wrong about that. They could be arriving up here. But they should be coming in from down here. So we'll go over I already have my dispositions set up. So we'll go over them real fast here. So out on my right, I do have a section of skirmishers right here overlooking the Harper's Ferry Road to look at whatever reinforcements are coming up. I have the 1st Old Georgia Heavy Artillery with their 30-pounders set up over this unbuilt pontoon bridge here. If this is the direction that the Army of the James is coming from, they should be marching down this road. And these guys will be in a good position to take shots at whatever's marching along the road. Next to them, I do have Pettigrew's brigade overwatching this pontoon bridge. So, thankfully, these are not in the AI's deployment zone, so they are not building them. So, whenever we're in the AI's pontoons are in the AI's deployment zone, whether they're going to use them or not, they build them. So, thankfully, they can't build these. Unless they want to send a brigade to go build them while they're trying to force a crossing. I don't know. Over at Boteller's Ford itself, we do have the Georgia Elite Regulars the Georgia Special Battery with their 1-pound Williams guns, and 13 Suffolks, overwatching Boteller's Fort itself. And that division's under the command of A.P. Hill. Next to them, overwatching the dam for the, I can't remember if it's Brickworks or Paperworks, over here. And this is, you can cross this on foot. The remains of this dam are still in existence, and this was usable as a bridge at the time. We have the Stonewall Brigade, Jackson's Artillery, and Connor's Brigade overwatching that with Scott's Brigade in reserve. And I have the Wachita County Battery on their further flank to take shots at whatever's over here. To their left, over here, I believe this is Pack Horse Ford or Pack Mule Ford. We do have Fields Division, which has Fulkerson's Brigade, the Washington Artillery Battalion, and Burke's Brigade. Formed up to watch over this ford here with Choose Virginia Battery, which is Stewart's Cavalry Division guns. And his other brigade, McCausland's Brigade, is over here in the woods overwatching this road. So AI might decide, because you do have 2 fords up here, 4th Corps might decide to come across this way. I don't know, so I'm sending Ashby to overwatch these fords over here, and McCausland's there just in case they do show up this way, because I'm not going to be able to shift forces to go help Ashby quick enough, so he's just sitting there in the wood lines just ready to go. So I think that covers everybody. I do have to build some defensive works still, as I only had 1.5 engineering points, so I did start building breastworks, but only one of them, one of the wall sections is built. Hopefully I can build the rest of these by hand. I don't know. So, there's that. And before I forget, today's battle brew is a Balvenie 14 Caribbean cask. So, I expect this to be not a long fight, but a tough fight nonetheless. Because I got a lot of troops to throw at me, but if they only come across at these 2 points here, it'll be a much easier battle for us. So, I'm going to hit play, get some defensive works built, and I will be back once we have contact with the Federals. Alright, it's 12:30 in game, and Fremont's Army of the James is starting to arrive. You see the brigades are starting to come on field one at a time here. So that's just one division arriving. And they are coming here. So these skirmishers are perfectly placed. I should have put a battery over here also to fire on these guys. I didn't even think about that. Honestly, I should have had the 30-pounders over here. And maybe put some 6-pounders over here. But a little too late for that. By the time anybody gets over that way, they're not going to be able to do much. Actually, you know what? Choose horse artillery. Let's get you limbered up and moved over there. They can get there pretty quickly. They're only 7 guns, but they can do some damage to whoever's showing up on the field. There we go. Nice and limbered. Let's get you boys over there. It's a little gamey, but they're not going to do much damage. They're only 7 guns and Napoleons at that. And I think once the first batteries start to arrive, one of them will sit there and just counter battery him off the field. Looks like all my works are almost finished. Where is Ashby? There you are. I don't expect the Federals to come this way. It's just in case they do. Alrighty, oh, where are they going? Ooh, I think they saw these 30-pounders and they're shifting direction, but that's okay. We can let this army mass up and get ready for an attack, so I'll be back. Alrighty, it's 1400 of day 1, and I got my 2 batteries over here, Chew and the 1st Old Georgia Heavy Artillery, just happily plugging away whatever shows up in their firing arcs. Not causing much damage, but they're there to do more morale shocks. Oop. First Georgia's firing now with those 1-pounders. Oh, it looks like 4th Corps is showing its face. One of its brigades. They only have 8,500 men, so they probably got like 3 brigades. So I don't expect the 1st Old Georgia Heavy or Choose batteries to do much damage. They're just there for the morale shock of it. So they are causing some casualties. We already have them. It says 60, but it's really 40, as they had like 20 men flee the field at the start of the battle. And listen to those 1-pounders. I'm still not sold on the efficacy of them, but they sound cool when they're firing. So are you actually going to try for Boteller's Ford on your lonesome? Is the question. And the big problem with the 1-pounders is they do run out of ammunition fast. I don't even know if they're causing casualties. Looks like he's getting some shots in. Wichita County's firing down the road on them. Yeah, they're going to try on their own. Maybe. Unless they're stuck right there, which is a possibility. But it's going to take a while for the Army of James to come on the field, because every time a new brigade arrives, the entire column stops, falls back a little bit. Waits till that brigade start marching and starts coming down the road again. Then as soon as another brigade shows up, they're going to do the same thing all over again. But we'll let the artillery do what damage it can. Take a look over here. Yeah, I think that brigade's stuck, so I won't hold you all here. I'll be back once the Federals mass up for an attack. Right, it's 1453, and the rest of 4th Corps showed up, which is just the 2 divisions. They're marching past the dam, and it looks like they're trying to get to Boteller's Ford, which has them getting shot at by both 13 Suffolks and the Stonewall Brigade. And they're also taking fire from Wachita County batteries. And the Georgia Special Artillery is already out of ammunition. This is why I'm not really crazy about the 1-pounders, is they have next to no ammunition. They go through their ammunition like it's nothing. That's a glitch. They shouldn't be able to march there. I hate it when the computer does that. And you can see it kind of glitching over here to over here, there to there. So that's the computer messing up. They're trying to march along this little spit of land here that forms the canal next to it, Potomac, so it's kind of screwing them up a little bit. Yeah, they're avoiding this crossing point altogether now. Probably with good reason, as they really wouldn't be able to get across this. Next, artillery's getting some shots in now. So most of the casualties that we've caused so far have been caused by our artillery. So we got them at 250 casualties already, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things, but we are breaking their morale. So you're just taking morale hits from the artillery. We already got them down to 45. They started at over 50. And everybody's just been happily plugging away with their guns. It's like an artilleryman's wet dream. Especially this right here. They don't even have to aim. They can just fire in the general direction and hit something over here. They messed up again because this should be their final division on the field now. Yep, that's the last of them. Alright. Let's see if these boys try to get across. Alright, Suffolks, keep doing some damage. You ain't got good weapons, but you can lay out some heavy fire. Georgia Special's starting to level up pretty nicely. Oh, and I forgot, they have no artillery in this force whatsoever in either corps, so I don't even have to worry about counter battery fire for once. The AI's counter battery fire always seems to be better than mine. Mine will work, but theirs seems to work a hell of a lot better. And I don't think the Army of James knows what to do right now. So if this flips over to a day 2 and they're still in that location, I'm going to be sending some more batteries over this way just to hit them. So I really won't need them at the crossing points. There goes that brigade. And this one will be close behind. So I won't hold you all here. I'll be back. So it's 1630, and the 1st Brigade from the Army of James is now trying to cross the river. They're actually doing better than 4th Corps did, because they're actually crossing. So I did order choose horse artillery down over this way to get some better shots in. And I don't know what's going on with the Georgia heavy artillery, but they've been stuck in like this load ammunition. Now they're not in the load thing anymore. I have no idea what's going on with them. They're just kind of stuck, and they could have been putting canister fire into these brigades and been missing out on it, which would have helped level them up. I'm trying to fix that now. It's starting to get a little choppy because AI is putting a lot of orders out. Are you firing down this way? No, that was just me. Okay. And that brigade's breaking. And might as well order Ashby back. I don't need him over there. Calls in. Get you back over by your division. There we go. He's firing again. Too late to get those canister shots in, though. They're not even massing for an attack. They are just pushing in. So, we can just rip them apart one brigade at a time, sadly. How many casualties called include Surrett? 250. It's the morale shock from the 1-pounders that are really doing it, I think, though. And they're leveling up pretty fast. Pedigree, we don't need you over here. Let's bring you back in reserve. Oh, they're across the river. And falling back. Look at that pile of blue bellies right there. They made a bad choice. Though they are getting some cover over here from something. I think the AI trying to pathfind over here is making things a little choppy. There's our cavalry brigade. Let's get you guys limbered up and bring you back over this way. Yeah, this isn't a big fight, but it's just getting choppy because the AI's making... Yeah, they're withdrawing. That's what's causing the chop. He's sending orders to all of his divisions. I thought this was going to be a nice big fight. What a letdown. If they don't withdraw, they might come back for a day 2, but they're done. They are done. It's already back around this way anyway. So we choose battery. Don't need them, but send the orders anyway. Yep. Destroyed the works over there. There they go. And let's speed this up. I'm not chasing them with anybody. What a letdown. Here I am looking for this no-hold-bar fight, but 4th Corps coming on its own, and those 3 brigades breaking at the start kind of did the Federals in. Once again, that was a separate corps from a separate army not following orders from Fremont, but even his army commander was not on the field. Yeah, I took 32 casualties. Wow. So we caused 1,300 casualties to their 43,000 infantry, 150 casualties to their 2,500 cavalry, a total of 1,400 or 46,000 men. We lost 32 of our 22,000 men. Not much going on there. Oh no. No. There we go. Give me the inspect battlefield. Nope. Alright. Okay, we don't get to look at the paperwork. I wanted to see how much damage the 1-pounders caused. But, yeah. We'll go with this. It didn't freeze, thankfully. Hopefully not. I don't want to refight this battle. So like I said, whenever you see the game get choppy like that, and I've seen it with other players also, as far as I can tell, it comes from the AI issuing a massive amount of orders at the same time. Where we're issuing orders like this division to that division, the AI sends them out all at once, and it drains the memory. And as far as I can tell, that's what causes the chop. I could be wrong, but it only seems to happen when a lot of orders go out at the same time. Why did Cluseret lose face? He shouldn't have. That was not his fault. He was ordered in by himself. 4th Corps commander should be the one losing face. Alright, Battle of Cumberland has ended with the 1st Corps of the Army of the James and the 4th Corps of the Army of the Potomac retreating in panic. The enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,400 men, thereof 376 killed and 172 captured. Our casualties totaled 32 men with 2 killed and 6 missing. We have captured 557 rifles, no guns, because they didn't have any, and sent 158 men off to our prison camps. It doesn't show us getting any of their officers. What a disappointing fight. I spent more time setting up and waiting for them to show up than there was actual fighting. But let's get this one rolled off. I'm going to keep this episode going just a little bit longer, so I want to get us to September 1st if there's not another fight, so I can open up the next episode with the monthlies. So, I'll be back. So it looks like we will not be making it to September 1st as the other army of the James, I don't know why the AI has 2 of them, and the Army of the Potomac have pushed forward. So I don't know why the Army of the James, I don't know why there are 2 of them. I really don't. So David Hunter's in charge of this. Commander of the Army of James. All right. So they are coming at us. They have pushed out of Alexandria to attack the Army of Northern Virginia. They're coming at us with 59,727 infantry, 10,092 cavalry, 34 guns. That's it. I think they transferred a lot of their artillery out to the west. So we got 1st Corps of the Army of the James with 18,919 men. 1st Corps Army of the Potomac, 25,811. District of Washington Army of the Potomac with 1,900 men. So that's just one brigade. 2nd Corps Army of the Potomac with 12,909 men. The Middle Department, which is a separate command of 7,600 men. And Army of the Potomac Command Section, which also had directly attached to it 3,000 men and 20 guns. That's a little odd. But they're all going to be arriving within 10 hours to the battlefield. Now, once again, all my corps are still on scout, as they are still leveling up their stats. So even though they're right on top of each other, it's going to be a while before anybody gets to this fight. And the left wing's kind of out on its own up here. Thought I had it further back. So left wing is going to be on its own for about 20 hours. They got 23,000 men, so they should be good. And it's 1,600 in day now. So, yeah, they can hold out until the rest of the troops arrive. They won't be there immediately in the morning, but they'll be there sometime during the day. So, this will be next episode. So, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, you've not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And comments, as always, please do keep them coming. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.